We thank the Prevention Coalition for inviting us here tonight, and also the Women's Club for their assistance to set this up tonight. As you heard from Tony, Bill, Jill, everyone talking about the problem we have, I'm going to take it to a different level. I'm going to explain to you just how bad the problem is from a law enforcement standpoint. We have a significant drug and alcohol problem in this county, more than most people realize. Not only are we one of the top counties in a negative sense in the state of West Virginia for illegal prescription drug and alcohol use, we are also in the top 5 nationally based on the number per capita of people who live and reside in this county. That is not something we can be proud of at all. It's hard to believe of all the counties in the country that we're in the top 5 in that category. It's incredible. It's incredible what we deal with. To give you an idea of how bad it is, I was asked, how much of your department's time is spent dealing with drug and alcohol? I can tell you every day, the majority of our day is spent dealing with something related to drugs and alcohol. Whether it's in the school, whether it's criminal activity, whether it's drug overdose, about 70% of all of our time and resources are spent on drug and alcohol issues. There is approximately 3 overdoses every week in this county. They don't result in fatal overdoses, but every week. We've had numerous fatalities that we have investigated that are all drug-related. People don't pay attention to that. They hear about, oh, well, that's okay, and they won't, but they don't stop to realize how close it is to them. I don't really need these. I just do it because it makes me look smaller. And I have really small paper too. So. To give you an idea of how much we work, this past year, and basically 5 deputies were full-time. Then 17,000 man-hours we spent doing law enforcement in the county, and 70 to 80% of that was all drug and alcohol related. We did 119 drug arrests. Those were actual drug arrests, just strictly drugs that we did this year. 119. We had 38 DUI arrests that we made. Underage drinking, we had 9. Now, what that doesn't take into consideration is what JL mentioned earlier. All the other arrests, or the other interdictions, I would call, that we have where we find a young adult under the age that we would call a parent was gone, and we would work with the parent prosecutor to try not to destroy someone's life by giving this record. So there was a lot more of that, but these were 9 that were actually were processed with drug arrests. 7 public intoxication arrests, and we had a total of 78 domestics this year. And I will tell you that 90% of those cases, it involves drug and alcohol. It destroys entire families. We have children who we have to watch get pulled from their homes because the parents are addicted to drugs and alcohol. And there's nothing worse than to stand there and watching a young child screaming and crying because mom and dad will have to let them go with CPS because they can't eat it. It is really painful for everybody, especially the child. As we work really hard this year to deal with our prescription problem, which I mentioned is huge here. Everybody deals with prescription drugs. They're prevalent in this county. It's prevalent everywhere. That is one of our biggest problems we've got. But as we've tried to tighten loose around that, now we have other issues coming to play. And unfortunately, our county is very popular for the drug trade. You wouldn't believe it, but it's hugely profitable for drug organizations to come here and do their business. We've had drug organizations from Florida, we've had them from Kentucky, from Texas, from Ohio, and from Virginia that we've actually interdicted, stopped, arrested. And in dealing with these people, we asked them, why would you come to Pocahontas County, West Virginia? And they tell us, you have an open market, and we can make more money doing drugs in this county than we can anywhere else, whether it's Tampa, Florida, Dallas, Texas, or anywhere else. They have a market here. It's a huge market. And the only way it's going to be stopped is if collectively we as a community start working to identify these individuals and start reporting and running out of our communities. Because they're going to kill our community, they're going to kill our county, and every day they're killing our kids. Little by little. I don't think a lot of people realize just how damaging it is. If you realize, if you could see the faces of the families as they get told that someone's going across the line to jail because they've been caught for drugs, or because they've been drinking, and the kids are disrupted in school, that's just the beginning of it. Then you have to deal with all the financial part that goes with it. All the court proceedings, all the lawyer costs, all the fines, all that has to be dealt with. That just creates a bigger and bigger burden on the family. In many cases, that falls back on the community. Because a lot of times, those fines and stuff are not paid. So the county absorbs it. And we have to pay for this. We have to pay for their incarceration. We have to pay for them to go to treatment. You have to pay your taxes to your sheriff department to continue to go over this over and over again as we continue to get repeat offenders. So until we get this process fixed and start holding people accountable for the drugs that they're bringing in here, and start getting some treatment, and educating our kids, and even the adults, as to what we're doing, and how to stay away from it, how to keep away from it, and keep away from here, that's going to be a cost that we're going to pay for a long, long time. And it's not going to end very quickly. Once it gets ingrained, it's there for a long time. It takes a lot of treatment. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of treatment options in this county. We have the Prevention Coalition, they work hard. We've got Center for Mental Health, they're working hard. But there's just not a lot of options for people to go to. We have waiting lists for months and months and months to get into some of the state hospitals to go on. So we have a lot of things we have to deal with, and there's not a lot of opportunities for people to get the help that they need. Some of the things that I would say we can do collectively, though, is you have to take charge of your community, of your town, of your housing area. I'm not going to say start a formal neighborhood watch. That works in areas where there's a lot of houses, but more it's rural here. Maybe you get with your neighbors and you start talking about it. And you say, you know, do you realize how big a problem we have? Let's get more involved. Let's find out some statistics and see how things are with the schools. Maybe you start watching out to see who's coming in out of your neighborhood. Maybe you start seeing the traffic that's coming in out. Maybe you get some license plates. Maybe you start doing some schedules. And you can let us know. We won't inform anybody, we won't rat anybody out and give names, but it helps us. It helps us to help you, to help fix your community, okay? Because that's how it's going to be. I can't be with my guys everywhere at all times, day and night, to try to stop this. It's too big. And it's very well organized in many cases. It's the reason we're doing this with the prevention of drug organizations. They know what they're doing. So we'll do our part, but it's going to take everybody to get involved, both at the middle school level, high school level, and in the community if we're going to beat this. And I'll tell you, we can do it. We've made some strides, we've made some gains, we've impacted this thing. But it's still out there. And unless everybody wants to get on the same sheet of music and start bringing your friends and get them involved and explaining to them what it's done to other friends that you know and how it's affected their lives, they're not going to pay attention. You have to wake them up. You have to get involved collectively and we can solve this problem. We'll never eliminate it, but we can solve it. So if you have any questions, when we're all done, I can give you a bunch more of ideas of things that we're going to have coming up with the sheriff's state stuff that we can help you keep your kids involved and get them aware of what's going on. Okay? Thank you.